You are working here in a tinderbox, Mr. Ortega. These cables, that's an electrical fire waiting to happen. Throw in poor ventilation, insufficient egress. You can replace these newspapers with kindling and be done with it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys. Have fun.
E na hoa maka mai, Hawaii nui o ke awi a hiki ni I hau ka hele lani na ʻaina na malihini aloha. Billy V here with you. Happy Aloha Friday. And I hope everything's working okay. So far, mic's working, camera's working, all good, and your comments are coming in, so that's awesome as well. Coming up on the show, Lehua Kalima from the group Na Leo Pilimehana, Natalie Ai Kamau, and courtesy of the Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts, we have the finalists for Favorite Entertainer of the Year. But before we do anything else, let us go ahead and see if we can take a look outside, and we'll kind of move our cameras around and see if I can get this one positioned just right. And we're going to take you over to the island of Kauai for a couple of moments, just to see how conditions are. We're looking at Koloa, Kauai. Okay, we got it? Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and take the camera here. And, and there it is. Kauai for you on an Aloha Friday. Once again, nice conditions outside. Sunshine, not too much in the way of waves. Partly cloudy skies, little bit of wind there, and we say aloha to our friends from the island of Kauai. And we say aloha to you too, Kyoko Ozawa. Thank you so much for watching and being with us. And if you are new to the show, just let us know. All you got to do is put the word new in before you type anything else. Just the first time that you type, just so I know that you are new. It'd be nice to welcome you on the show. And once again, oh, there we go. We've got it there for you. Nice conditions outside on the island of Kauai. Let's get you back here into the studios, and we've got, let's see, a couple of things to let you know about. We also are broadcasting on the Made in Hawaii Festival Facebook page. So how's it to everybody? Made in Hawaii Festival. We'll talk about that in just a little while, because that's a little bit different with the virtual conditions that are going on right now. And so everything is online. But if you go to their Facebook page, it's Made in HI. All together, no spaces. You can go ahead and check them out. We'll talk about them coming up a little bit later on in the show. Before we do jump in, a little bit of housekeeping for you. A couple of things we'd like to let you know about. We are here to connect you if you're away from home, if you're at college, or maybe you live outside of Hawaii, like one of our entertainers that we'll talk about a little bit later on today. So that's one of the purposes of our show, to reconnect you with back home. Also to connect our local people here with Hawaii entertainment news. And maybe you didn't used to live here. Maybe you're visited here before as a tourist and you felt a connection and you want to come back. Well, we've got a little bit of that connection for you here on the show. So as you saw just a little bit ago, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can get that to come back up here on the screen. What we'd like you to do is, if you can, just go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe buttons. If you're on YouTube right now, make sure you click the bell, because when you do that, then you get a notification that we're on the air live. Once again, happy Aloha Friday to you. And there's all the items for you right there. If you could do that, that would be wonderful. Oh, and if you are on our YouTube page, we can see you. We'll have the icon on there, special for your comments. Speaking of the comments here, want to say hello to Gail Washarski. Thank you so much for listening. I know that she is over in, let's see, the windward side of Oahu. Maunawili, I think. Rie is on. Thank you so much. Aloha to you. Donald Sonata, always working hard. As a matter of fact, he works with the streaming that is going on Moonlight Melee series. I think that's right. Donald, is that correct? And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's over at the Hawaii Theater. I think they do that on Thursdays. So we've got lots to tell you about as far as streaming entertainment goes. Not only here in Hawaii, but Orlando, Florida. Kevin, thank you very much for being on the show. Carl Kazuba, Kailua Kona, hometown for me. As a matter of fact, coming up next week, we'll show you on the live cameras. I think we'll be able to go to Waikoloa.
As I held you near my heart, I understood at last that part of me I never met. You don't remember, but I'll never forget.
On this Aloha Friday, we're getting to talk to a young lady, of course, who has many Na Hōkū Hanohano awards, many hits as she has written them, and there's been a little bit of a life change for her. Lehua Kalima joins us from Las Vegas. Yay!
Hi, everybody. Oh,
So,
boy. How's it going over there?
In case you did not know, Lehua is now based out of Vegas now. Now, tell us a little bit about this. This is kind of a family move, right?
It's a big family move, really. We moved up, well, I just moved up, a little while ago, but my husband had moved up in January and got his job back at the Palms Casino, where he was years ago. And we have 3 kids in college now here on the mainland, one in UNLV, 2 in Oregon. And it just made more sense money-wise, to be here. Cost of living is cheaper, of course, up here. So we can pay for the tuitions. Plus, we're closer in proximity, so they can come home for vacations and stuff. And just my youngest is a freshman, so he's starting high school up here. But it just made sense, for this time period in our lives to be here, at least for the next few years while they're all in college, and then hopefully one day move back home.
Okay, so what about Naleo things? Kind of talk about that for a couple of moments.
Like with Naleo, we usually have our Christmas concerts and our Mother's Day concerts. Those are the things that we normally do. And then we go to Japan. So that really wouldn't affect that because I can just fly home for those. Those are big. And then they're, just a small amount of time, like a weekend, between the different concerts. So it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Let's go ahead and talk about for a couple of moments, Lehua. You wrote a song called Your Song Plays On. You had Willie K in mind when you wrote that. Tell us about that.
Like with Naleo, we usually have our Christmas concerts and our Mother's Day concerts. Those are the things that we normally do. And then we go to Japan. So that really wouldn't affect that because I can just fly home for those. Those are, and so I don't know, I woke up one morning soon after he passed and just started working on a song to honor him and to just honor, all the people in our lives that we remember. Because how they touch us, and I compare it to us all being songs, every person that we are songs, and our songs keep playing on through the people that love us, through the people that remember us, and so that's kind of what it's about, So it was inspired by Willie, but it's not specifically just for him. It's really for all of us.
Give me a good.
I remember we were doing a
Willie K.
concert show and. I put his guitar on because he called me up and then the strap came off and the guitar fell and it almost hit the ground and I caught it right at the end and he's sitting right next to me and I was like, oh no. But I looked at him and he was like, oh, Mary. I was like, I caught it. But he probably would have scalped me if I had dropped it. But anyway, so I knew that we were friends.
Hey, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
We still have our Sean and Lehua page on Facebook and Instagram. And then I also have my Lehua Kalima page on Facebook. And yeah, I mean, I'm tootling around on social media most of the time. You can find me as Lehua Kalima also. So,
okay, so even though you've moved, you're a hop, a skip, and a jump when the airlines start up again. So that means you'll be back for Naleo stuff. You'll be back for other stuff back and forth bouncing.
definitely. Yeah, I hope to come back and fill up my mana tank when I get a chance, you know. And right now it's like 114 degrees here. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm definitely looking forward to jumping in the ocean when I can next time I get there, for
I
sure.
was going to ask you, that was going to be my final question to you. What is your favorite thing to do back at home when you do come home to kind of get that mana refill? Is that ocean?
Ocean, for sure. And specifically Kilkaha, Hilo, Puhi Bay or Lele'ivi or Vaiolana or any of those places. I'm gonna definitely go home to Hilo, see the family, spend time with them, and jump in the water for sure.
Okay, she may live in Vegas, but you cannot take the hilo out of the girl. Lehua Kalima joins us here on Billy V Live.
Thanks, Bill. Take care. Love you guys.
Lehua Kalima for you. Once again, in case you missed it, still part of Na Leo Pilimihana, still playing with our other artists like Sean Pimentel, but she will be making the trek back and forth. On this Aloha Friday, we're getting to talk to a Na Hōkū Hanohano award winner who is making an occupation change. Or is it really a change? Is it really going to affect or will it enhance? We don't know, so we asked the source, Natalie Ai Kama'u. How are you, Nat?
I'm happy. That's what I am. And I'm home and I'm safe. Two very important things, but I'm also so happy.
Very good. You have been a recording artist for quite a while, and that's what everybody kind of knows you for. However, you have hula in your blood, and you are also a Miss Aloha Hula Forever. So, what kind of walk us through what made you do this little pivot in what you do?
Well, I have a hula school with my husband Iolani in Japan, and we teach together there. And we were really afraid of doing Zoom with our students, but we were desperate to connect with them, and we began to teach. And we at first thought we wouldn't be able to connect like on an emotional level with them, and then we realized after lots of tears and lots of laughter that it was possible. And so I thought, I think I can do that as well here in Hawaii. So we're starting online classes, but I also can't wait to start in-person classes as well. And I think I've been in denial for 7 years, and it's time to get back to what my whole foundation is, which is hula. Even my music is based on my music. Did I say that correctly?
I think we know what you meant. So let me ask the question what everybody else is asking. Does that mean that the recording part of you and the playing music part of you stops?
No, not at all. You know, music and hula to me is one. When people ask me, how do you separate the two? I really can't, because while I'm singing, I'm dancing, and while I'm dancing, I'm singing. And I always say, if you watch me dance, you'll hear me sing. So those two things are simultaneous. And why would I sing if I couldn't sing for hula dancers? And how can a hula dancer dance if she has no music? So to me, they're one and the same.
Okay, of course, hula's in your blood from your sister, who's now kumu of her own halau, and your mom before that, and family before that. But so, does the halau have a new name, and what is it? What does it mean?
So I wanted to name my school after my grandmother, who taught my mom how to dance, and obviously my mom taught me to dance. And her name was Blossom. But I didn't want to say blossoms with an apostrophe to own her. I wanted to just put blossoms, as in we are all flowers waiting to blossom and bloom. And if we bloom in her favor, then I've done my job.
Okay, so blossoms And then what is the next
Blos-
word?
Blossoms Hula Studio, and that was the name of her studio so many years ago in Wahiawa. So just trying to honor her, but not take ownership of her.
Okay, now I know it's a little bit early yet because we have COVID. Do you have a place, you know, a halal comes from a certain place. Do you have that place as of yet?
I am still in talking. I was talking to someone, and then it all was put on hold because, you know, the numbers for COVID started to go up. But this place is in Eva Beach, right around the corner from my house. But I have to say that when I made the announcement, a lot of people from off island reached out to me. So right now there are students from Louisiana and Oregon and Las Vegas and California and Maui and the Big Island. So it's not just being able to teach my grandmother and mother's style here in Eva Beach, but it's about spreading their distinct and special style throughout the world. Even
Awesome.
Ukraine, someone called me last night.
Wow, dos Fordonia. Okay, that means thank you. You'll learn that probably soon enough. But that's awesome. And now, if somebody wants to reach you or wants more information, how do they find you?
Natalie Kamau at gmail.com. And yes, there are 2 U's at the end of my name, but there's no Okina, so you don't have to put that little marking. So again, Natalie, AIKAMAUU at gmail.com.
There's no Okina in Kamau, and there's no Okina in Blossoms either, or apostrophe. Natalie Ai Kamau, congratulations to you, and we wish you much continued success on this new journey.
Thank you so much, and aloha everyone. Happy Aloha Friday.
All right, thank you a lot, Nat. I'd like to apologize real quickly here because I think, oh, wait, let's play some music here. And while we're playing this and while we see Nat dancing, I said thank you in Russian, and actually I didn't. I said goodbye. So, it's kind of aloha, but not really. Yeah, so sorry about that, Russia. I will figure it out. Большое спасибо means thank you, I believe, in Russian. Okay. Now that we've corrected that, what you're seeing here is a performance that Natalie was giving over at the Hawaii Theater. That is her husband, Iolani Kamau. And let's play, I'll show you a little bit of her daughter, Shale, who dances wonderfully. And this is within the same night of performance. Donard is back on. Donard, so it was right. Moonlight Melee, right? Okay. Oh, yes, there it is. And Thursdays, 3 p.m. And coming up, Pure Heart. Oh, really? That's awesome. Okay. Thanks, Donard. So once again, the Kamau family and a new halau that will begin very, very soon. Want to say hello to the gang that's watching right now. Made in Hawaii Festivals online. And have you been there in the past? I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of people going through the, and that's Kaleo. Wait, Kaleo, you're going to have to hang on for a second. There we go. Tens of thousands of people going through the Blaisdell Arena and exhibition area, trying things out, cooking demos, great Hawaiian entertainment. It is sponsored by CPB Foundation and Mahi Pono. And every year, the Hawaii Food Industry Association produces this wonderful, outstanding event. But this year with COVID, they've had to go virtual. So they are online all weekend long, and it started today. And all throughout the weekend, it's just like you can go to the Blaisdell, except you're in the comfort of your own home. You can go ahead and check things out online. That's on their Facebook page. I do know that they have entertainment. So as we can see at the list right here, coming up today, 5 p.m., Kanikapila Music Jam with Kahehena. There's going to be tomorrow at 3 p.m., Kanikapila Grill Talent Search. And I've been MC for that for tons of years. Brother Wade has picked up and also been a wonderful, awesome MC. So what it is this is Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, and they are giving opportunities to young up-and-coming performers that haven't recorded yet, for the most part, giving them a chance to get their hands wet or dirty, or that's not the right phrase, but giving them the chance to play in front of people like a real gig. And the winner of the Kanikapila Talent Search not only gets to get in with Mele Productions, the Mele Studios, that's down with Honolulu Community College. So it integrates with that experience and also teaches them kind of the back of house of how to be an entertainer. So that's a wonderful partnership that's there with Mele Studios, Honolulu Community College, Outrigger Hotels and Resorts. And that's all part of the Made in Hawaii Festival. So wanted to just mention that since I've been part of that in the past. Melvin Lead. Tens of thousands watch her Facebook every time she performs. Sometimes it's a couple hundred. It's like, wow, I would like a couple hundred. But, well, no, I can't sing. That's a different story. But Melvin Lead is live Sunday at 11 a.m. on their Facebook page. And then Sunday at 5 p.m., Kanikapila Music Jam with Nathan Avea, who's awesome. Nathan, we just talked to him not too long ago here on the show via phone. And he was with Don Ho forever and a day, also with the group Hapa. And you watch him play bass, it's just amazing. He is awesome. So anyway, Made in Hawaii Festival, and you can see right there, there is the, down on the bottom there, Made in HI. That is the Facebook page for them, and that's where you will go and find them. With that, let's go ahead and get you inspired. Got a good friend of mine that has a couple of words for you. Check this out.
What's up, Brother Billy? I hope all is well with you and your family, my man. And once again, mahalo so much in allowing me an opportunity to share a little insight, a little inspiration, a little Q-tip with our ohana out there. Brother, I am humbled and I'm blessed. Thank you so much. And family, what is up? It's your boy Quinton, aka Mr. Quit Taking It Personal, with a message for you, something to keep you motivated, amused, and thinking as you go on with the rest of your week. That's right. So let's get straight to it. The message that I have for you today is this. It's, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Okay? Again, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Okay, so here's the things, guys. It's been about 5 months since this pandemic has hit our islands. And as of recent, it's got everybody really in a bind, and in a state of panic and indecisiveness and a little kalohiness, right? Because of the changes. And here's my insight on change, guys. It's this. We don't have to love change, but at some point we must be willing to accept it. Okay? And the thing about change is this, is change is the catalyst for personal growth. It's the one thing that gets us out of a rut. It gives us the opportunity for a fresh start. It also affords us the opportunity to reevaluate our direction, especially on the path of positivity. And the thing about positivity, guys, that I want to share really quickly is this. Being positive doesn't always mean that things will be okay. Rather, it's knowing that you will be okay no matter how the situation pans out. Okay, guys? So once again, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Guys, that's my Q-tip for today. I hope it resonates with what you guys got going on. Brother Billy, ohana, happy Aloha Friday. I love you guys. Spread aloha one day at a time. It's your boy, Q-tip. Peace and blessings, y'all. Love you.
Q-tip, thank you very much. Always good to have you on the show. That's Kelly. That's Mr. Kia, who you will see next week here on the show with the hat and the sunglasses that you just saw there for a couple of moments, a couple of seconds. Outside right now, there is Koloa Kauai as we give you a nice look outside, and beautiful weather here on this Aloha Friday. There are a bunch of sisters that are from the North Shore of Oahu. And they are getting together to make music. Of course, they are musically inclined. But they have relocated to Utah, and they have just released a single talking about the Alapa sisters. Let's give you a little bit of a listen. We are just learning about the single that has been released. As a matter of fact, one of the sisters is also in musicals up there in Utah and is doing very, very well. Who knows? That could mean that she might be on her way to bigger and better things. Who knows? Big dreams. Maybe Broadway. Either way, good job to these sisters who are up there in Utah, originally from Hawaii, and they've got a brand new single.
Relax and keep it subtle. They don't gotta worry about it, be there on the double, baby. I know.
I'd like to bring a friend of mine here onto the show here real quickly, and she is wonderful. She's from Hawai Island. She is a celebrity and entertainer over there, radio personality. She's taking a little bit of a break right now from the radio side because of everything that's happening with COVID-19. But she lives in Waipio Valley. Last week when we took you holo holo, we showed you footage that I took a couple of years ago. But I wanted somebody that could actually tell you about the area more than I could. So Darty Gamayo lives there with her family. And Darty, I wanted to ask you, how does it feel to be down there farming kalo to you personally?
Personally, oh my gosh, yeah, you just give me chicken skin. Growing up, we only went to Waipio just to go holo holo. My grandpa was a mechanic, so he'd go down and go fix tractors for some of the farmers. And we just go down, go to the beach, take a ride up in the back, and that was it. When my husband and I decided that we were going to take it on and start farming the family land, because it had been vacant for I don't know how many years at that point, it was interesting because I had no idea. Like, I'd never even spent a night in Waipio Valley until we acquired, we said we were going to take care of the piece of property. His dad, who is the Filipino immigrant that came over, he was one of the last Sakata immigrants that came to the sugar plantation. He had planted taro in the past. And so to watch my father-in-law come back and help my husband it pulled on my heartstrings, because then I watched my children in the taro patch with their grandfather and their father. And so it was a connection that personally I never had. I never really even understood, but I always felt a tug to it, and now fast forward to almost 30 years of us being farmers down there. The first thing I'll do is tell you, if you ever come to my place, is please take off your slippers and walk around barefoot, because you feel a connection. There's a grounding that happens that I can't explain. I can't explain, but I guarantee you'll feel it by the time you leave.
It's one of those things where that's part of Aloha Āina. That's part of that grounding there. And so let's go ahead and take a look with that same footage, but once again, we'll ask Darty to kind of give you the lowdown of what she sees.
So this is at the overlook and at the pavilion there. And what you're starting to look at is the back of the valley. You can't really see Hi'ilawi Falls. That would be more towards the left side. You can see the points out there. That's looking towards Kohala and Maui in the distance. Across there on the valley wall, that's the famous Z Trail that leads to Waimanu Valley. And of course, you can see bits and pieces of our beautiful black sand beach there. It's interesting because when you go back and you look at the history of the people that migrated from Polynesia up to Hawaii, they came, and Waipio was a great royal and religious. It was like the center of the culture way back when. And it's because basically the only way you can put it is like Waipio is the Garden of Eden. They came this distance, they saw Waipio, and it had everything that they needed to sustain themselves, to build the civilization that they did, to build the community, and to thrive, and which they did. If you are Hawaiian, you have a tie to Waipio Valley. To me, there's no way around it, because it was one of the biggest. I mean, some people say that there was like 500,000 people that lived there, and in that general surrounding area at one time. I cannot even imagine that, but I believe that they were sufficient, they were self-sufficient enough that they farmed and they did what they have to do to be able to sustain themselves. So when you think about it, it's kind of mind-boggling, but at the same time, they were so ancient, but yet they were so with agriculture, they were so in advance. They did what they had. Yeah, exactly. They were ma'a. And they did what they had to do, So I always feel, if you are of Hawaiian descent, there is no way around it. You probably do have a tie to Waipio Valley. And I think that's what makes that valley so special and so sacred. And so I was reading this book not too long ago, and it had all this information, and he put it really nicely. And he said, Waipio Valley is most famous and probably the earliest royal center in the Hawaiian Islands, and recognized as a traditional place of great cultural and spiritual importance. So it wasn't just a Wahipana, which is a place of spiritual and cultural importance. It was also Wahikapu. It was a sacred place, because at one point there was 8 heiau in Waipio, and it's also Wauakua, a place of the gods. And I totally believe that, because if you go down there, there's no way you can't feel something.
Awesome stuff there. And mahalo to, once again, Darty Gamayo from Hawaii Island for sharing some of her love for her Aina, which is right there, Waipio Valley. Hey, we've been having tons of comments here. I want to say hello to Kim Kaimana. Thank you so much. Glad that you love the Billy V life. Thank you. Appreciate that. Donard's on, and he says that Natalie, that was Moonlight Mele, 8:30. Go to Moonlight Mele's Facebook page. Oh, you can rewatch that. That's awesome. Some comments about some of the past stuff that we were talking about. Auntie Melvine, the beautiful Hawaiian diva from the island of Molokai. Happy Aloha Friday to Primetime Pipi, former co-worker that we used to work together on KCC and FM 100, and Edie Hanohano, who's at many a birthday bash with us. Let me see here. Mahalo. Oh, a lot of people commenting on Q-Tip. That was a little bit earlier. And just thank you for all the comments. Gladys Maria, thank you very much for being with us. There's a whole bunch of names here that I wanted to say hi to people. Kehau Moses from Hawaii. Noel Hasigawa. Hi, Noel. Windward side of Oahu. Let's see. Also, did I get everybody? Mia Matsui. Aloha from Osaka. If I missed anybody. John Grundalski. How are you? Hello to Lori, please. Thank you very much. Rhonda, hello to you. Thank you so much for being on the show with us. Just a reminder, we are here on Fridays at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you get a chance, we invite you to stop in, get your fill of Hawaii entertainment. But with that, we give you a little bit of Aloha Āina and a little bit of extra stuff here and there, just to make sure that you get to have some of home wherever you may be around the world. That's going to do it for our show. Mahalo to Made in Hawaii for allowing us to be on their Facebook page, because I was told that we are the opener for the entertainment all weekend long from their Facebook page. We are the one to kick things off. So if you're there on the Made in Hawaii page, Made in Hawaii Festival, enjoy your weekend. And to everybody else, mahalo pono, aloha ahui ho. Wear your mask and socially distance. Wash your hands. Leave you with the music. Natalie Ai Kamau. Iolani Kamau. Song called My Sweet. We'll see you later. Aloha.
Now I give to you my sweet, my sweet, my sweet bikakele.
Au hea